Maroons Football Club managed to get their first win at home this season after 3 draws and a loss. Before this game, they now pick their first 3 points at the Luzira Prisons ground this season. And Fred Amaku is the man of the match, getting the goal in the second half of the game. And it is another loss for Mbarara City Football Club and, of course, Waswa Bosa, who will be hosting KCC in the next game on Wednesday come next week. Gentlemen, 1-0. Slender lead, slender win for Maroons Football Club. Tendo, I'll start with you.
Vintage Maroons, they always win by that scoreline. When you say it's the first win, all the wins they have had in the previous times have been 1-0. So they are officially 1-0ers. But again, it's also their first win in the head-to-head clash with Mbarara at home. The 5 times they have played since 2017, they have won twice, but they have been away from home. Then Mbarara beat them also at home in Mbarara, and then they drew. So at Luzira, it has always been Mbarara winning or a draw. So it is a first in all kinds, but similar in all the wins they get, 1-0. Yes. They need to adjust that statistic, but I think the game changed with the substitution of Tusubira. Like I said, the ingenuity he uses in trying to link up play for Amaku helps them. He's a winger, but look at how he comes into the middle of the pitch and chests the ball down for Amaku. Normally it is Amaku doing that, and he's doing that for nobody. We've seen those tactics when they have to opt for the long ball. But Tusubira uses that kind of game reading to try and hold the ball down, which normally these other players don't do. And it augurs with the fact that I was telling you, when Tusubira is on the pitch, the direct runs all come to him. So that Ojok is a blindside player. But if the direct runs are with Ojok, I think the experience that the young lad has is not yet enough to carry the team. So I think seeing Tusubira back will help Maroons. And the games that he has been away are the ones they have struggled most. So you think that it's a good addition into the squad where we had thought that Jackson Nunda would galvanize, but it seems he's back to his injury-prone days. So when Tusubira comes back, you think he has a plus, and these 3 points are very, very meaningful for them in terms of the team's play. So the coordination there, I think Amaku must be happier now. All the goals he had scored previously were solo efforts, not seeing anybody helping him, but now Tusubira is back. You think that the assists can improve, and he also can score some goals. Right. So it puts the pressure off Amaku. Yeah. And
Bule, you did talk about the home advantage today, and Maroons have managed to get that win over Mbarara City. What did you make of the 90 minutes? Of course, Fred Amaku getting that goal, but the substitutions coming on, do you think that they were spot on from Semfuma?
Yes, I spoke about the home advantage, and they've made use of it. Substitutes, as they came on, Tusubira made that assist. It was vital. But for Fred Amaku, being that the head coach of the Uganda Cranes was around, gave him an impetus to at least get in and improve performance. Maybe that goal, which he really scored in style, just kicking it with the front of the boot, was vital. And as a striker, you really want to get ahead of things and then get on the score sheet every now and then. And he's happy. Maybe didn't disclose about the season's targets, but I'm just happy for him too, because he is in the mix there. In each game that comes, you believe that he can produce a result. But for Mohamed Semfuma as a coach, he must be proud of his squad. This is the first win of the season at home. They can really get good. Only their focus now lies on their away game versus Busoga, which has been really impressive for Maroons FC when they play away, because 4 wins out of the 5 games, that's great. Then you're going to face wobbly Busoga United Football Club. You can still get more important results. Then you look at how the first round will be getting. For this win, it's a good one, because it was versus a difficult team, Mbarara City FC. Maybe it's a problem to Mbarara City FC right now, because they're going to be playing Kampala City Council Football Club in this game,
yes,
in Kacheka.
And that would be a big game indeed. But Maroons did manage to break off the shackles today. That's what Waswabosa put on the pitch. I mean, a frustrating first half, and the second half they pushed on, and at the end of the day, Walsh Barbosa and the side was depleted in terms of what they could do forward. Of course, they made a couple of substitutions, but it was not enough today.
Yeah, the Maroons actually always have a bad first half, incidentally. Even when they lost at Bull, the goals had come at half time. The other games, they are always trailing and coming back. But I think this game, the biggest credit, apart from the goal, comes from the goalkeeper, Hannington Sebwarunyo. That big save that he made from Odong's shot was worth the 3 points.
That's the shot there.
After that save, that is when the Maroons scored. If you think that goal would have gone in, it would have been a different proposition. That is now what describes the strikers score to win you goals, to win you games, but goalkeepers win you championships. And this one is as bigger than even 3 points, because it would have been very different if it had gone in. Very, very strong hand there, and a great reflex there to keep it back into play and then get back to parry away the two players. Then immediately he did the eccentric. I think he was very lucky there that the referee misread the altercation. Chitegenyi didn't do anything apart from stopping him to have the counter attack, and stopping him not by confronting him but just standing in his way, and then he put the hand around, which was a little dissent in my opinion, but the referee didn't see it. Reminds you of a day when Lukwago got the ball against Express and opted to fight a player and he had the ball and they got a penalty. Right. Such moments, you wonder what the goalkeeper is thinking when he's doing that. But and eventually the goal comes. And
that is the goal for Fred Amaku. And Mbarara City were using the long ball a lot, particularly in the first half, and they were on the receiving end from this set piece, and the calm finish from Fred Amaku, just making sure that it gets to the bottom corner of the net bule.
Yeah, you must be street smart as any player. Fred Amaku, I really believe he has that trait in him. And every time in such circumstances, you look at the pitch, it's a bit soggy, the ball doesn't move as quick as possible, it doesn't move as fast as you would have wanted. The ball drops on the ground, just staying there a bit, and Fred Amaku knows that if I can get a touch on this ball, direct to the goal area, then it will be something good for me coming out of this shot. And what he does, just places it where the goalkeeper is not, but with the front of the foot. That is a great technique in such a muddy surfaces like the Luzera Prisons ground. And it was a great goal. Where the goalkeeper is standing, I believe he was in the right position or in the right positioning, but Amaku beat him with his ingenuity with that shot, because he knew anyway I just kick it, it can be an advantage to me, and they get a goal. That is how you create streetwise players, because in any moment he creates a moment of genius in a flash.
Well, you do have to credit to Suvira for making sure that ball gets on the ground and being composed in that moment. But some other moments here for Mbarara City that they could have had, some good play here and a chip in behind the defense. Only thing missing was probably the finish, but straight to the hands of Hannington Sebwarunyo Tendo.
Yeah, I think that was a good move also. When everything now goes haywire, you try the route one, and that one was crafted very well, similar to the one that had been done by Orombi there, where Biika did not meet it. This one knocked down very well into the path of Akandanao, who should have arrowed the shot in the opposite direction, and chooses to go for the near post, where by good chance Hannington Sebwarunyo was reading, and he didn't even make a dive. So it ends up to be a routine save for the goalkeeper, but a move well crafted probably would have come out as a goal if he had arrowed the ball into the left-hand corner of the goalkeeper and the right of the shooter. But he chose the left, and it didn't happen.
I think you do have to credit the fact that they managed to close down that shot very fast in that moment, Tendo.
Yeah, but still, if he had arrowed it the other way, it would have been perfect, because the congestion there is not equal to the one that Amaku had when he scored, and he just used his top hook. They were a little late. if maybe he had controlled it maybe and tried to dribble, because we saw Kakande doing that against Busoga and let them fly away as they are moving,
Right.
probably it would have been a different thing. But that was probably Maroons' day, and good cover by the defenders. They made their effort and let him not have the perfect shot probably, but he had already decided to shoot, and probably the technique would have been a little different. Maybe even a deflection would have helped him better.
Well, this is another moment here coming in the 76th minute, and some chances from Mbarara City after them are going down by a goal to 0. Bule, some key moments here from Mbarara City.
In that moment, Argumaho had to do better, because he gets a chance and just tries to control the ball well, which he really perfects, and then the execution was a bit lacking from Sairi. At least if you've done the hard part well, try to do the easy part superbly. You control the ball pretty well, just sneak it over the goalkeeper, because he's just here at the near post. You look at the far post, where I believe even the defenders are not even anticipating you to place the ball there. He had to make make great use of that chance. He got like 2 chances when he came on. He had to really make a difference, because Henry Stegenyi had a silent game in the first half. But Mbarara City were parring and parring. This had to be Maroons FC's day. 1-0 was enough for them to take this game.
Yeah, and a win for Maroons Football Club, but a loss from Mbarara City. And Mbarara City will be hosting KCCA Football Club on Wednesday, the 6th, Tendo, for Waso Bosa. Is he going to stick with this style of play? Is he going to stick with this way of approaching the game? Because we all know that it's a big game, and everyone, the Ankole Lions, the fans, will be waiting for that game.
The statistic hasn't changed so much. They have not conceded many goals. They are still among the teams that don't concede many goals. Yeah. And they are going to play a KCC that we saw having a very, very brilliant first half against a lethargic, I must say, Gaddafi FC. But you can't take away the fact that they scored breathtaking goals before Gaddafi eventually narrowed the difference in the second half by closing shop and putting damage control onto it. On a good day, you would think KCC would have gotten 10 goals in that game. But the eventual result of 6-1 can worry an Mbarara fan. Only that KCC has not had a field day in Mbarara as well. When you look at the stories of KCC, there was a time even Mike Mutebi didn't go there in Mbarara in the heat of his career, and he avoided that game. Right. Reported late for the bus apparently, but then Mole Biekwaso had a very, very tough time there. So you think that they can bank on the fact that they have a pitch that is not easily manipulated in terms of the play, the brilliant play the other teams come with, and easily not known of how to maneuver it, especially if the weather is as bad as the El Nino weather has been. You think KCC will not have the same situation. But for Abdallah, it will be a time now to announce his coming, his second coming, and you think that him getting a result on a day when David Obua also gets a result. So the coaches that breathe fancy football, getting a result is a breather for them. Right. So having it in succession would be a good thing, but they have to patch up a little things there. For KCC, you saw the movement was very good against Gaddafi. Right. It might not be the same against Mbarara. Gaddafi's midfield was inexistent. The pitch was more perfect. So you think that the picture must be different, and that is where the question is always for me, for teams like Vipers, KCC, Wakiso Giants, and to a smaller extent now Sports Club Vida. When they go away from their normal pitches, they need to know the kind of game they have to play. And that is where the difference is for teams like Itara and Bull, and even Maroons. Maroons also struggle at home, but when they go away, the pitches are even worse than theirs. But they kind of conjure up wins. And that kind of play is what differentiates the teams these days. The ones that play modern football get affected by the pitches away from home. And that is where now Bull has become the master. And that is where you see Chitara not so much struggling in a season where you thought maybe they have just come and they need to be beaten a little bit, but they have taken it all in good stride because of the way they know how to play away from home. Right. And that is where the challenge has always been for Vipers, KCC, Sports Club, Villa, Express not so much, but also Wakiso Giants.
Right.
Yeah.
Bule, any last words before we sign off? Of course, tomorrow UPDF is playing Vipers.
Vipers on the track that they are on as Vipers, with the ability of the administration and with what the patron really wants. You believe that any game that they play, they just go for the kill. But UPDF also has been producing some good results. You never know what Pius Ngabo and Anthony Sechito as their coaches for UPDF can really get something from the game. But I still give it to Vipers because of their hunger for the season, for every season that they play in. Right, and that game is going to be an early kickoff tomorrow, 3 p.m. and it will be live on Fufa TV tomorrow. That is the Sunday kickoff, 3 p.m. UPDF hosting Vipers at the Bombo Military Grounds, and that game we shall be bringing to you live at exactly 3 p.m. And of course, tonight, if you are in probably a good mood and you want to kick off your weekend, you can stick on Fufa TV and enjoy La Vibes, which will be starting at exactly 8 p.m. I know there are some people here who are smiling for that, but tune in Fufa TV and we shall be bringing you more action of the Uganda Premier League, and stick on for La Vibes. From us, it is good night and see you tomorrow.